What's up, everybody? Crash here. Welcome back to Crash Against the Spread, where we talk about sports from a betting perspective. It is Monday, March 17th, and we have, I think, 10 games to talk about today. Had a decent weekend. Won't bore you with that. Just know that I am playing with more money today than I am on Friday, so always a good sign. But go ahead and get into today's card. We have Miami and New York up first. Miami is on the road to New York, who is 7.5 point favorites at home. Totals at 210.5. Even missing Jalen Brunson, I kind of expect New York to still win this game. But I think Miami might have a good chance to cover. They're just 0-5 in their last 5 games. They're 12-21 against the spread on the road this year. 13-21 straight up this year on the road, and they've been reeling since trading Jimmy Butler. Losing 7 in a row, only winning 2 in a row once since the trade. So not a good look with them on the road versus this New York team, who also just coming off a loss to Golden State 2 nights ago. So I think Miami has a good shot to cover this 8.5 point number, but I wouldn't be surprised if New York handle business at home. So this is going to be a no bet for me. I might like an under. If I were watching it live and that number went anywhere above 220, I'd put a substantial amount on the under, because I don't think it's going to get that high. So, but we'll see how it goes. Staying off that one. Next up, we got the Timberwolves and the Pacers. Timberwolves are 7.5 point favorites at home. There's no Pascal Siakam in this game, so Pacers will be missing some depth at the big spot. They are coming off a loss versus Milwaukee, and Timberwolves have been rolling for a little bit, winning their last 8 in a row, covering 6 of the last 8. Got some pretty decent teams in here too. They beat Denver pretty bad. They beat the Magic. They beat the Lakers, and some lackluster schedule after that. Heat, Charlotte, Sixers, Suns, Jazz twice, and losing to the Jazz once before this 8-game win streak. I think the Pacers might be able to cover this number. Expecting Milwaukee to win by 8 is not the best place to be. Even with no Pascal Siakam, I can see them playing fast and catching the Timberwolves off guard. So Pacers plus 7.5 for me. Not my favorite game. 76ers in Houston. Houston is obviously the play here. 76ers actually just won a game versus the who they beat. They beat the Mavericks, who have 8 players right now. So they beat the Mavericks by 5, 130-125. As 6.5 point underdogs. So that's how bad they've been. They were underdogs to the Mavericks. So they did win. Now they're playing a Houston team who's fairly healthy and 15.5 point favorites. I think Houston can beat this team by 16 points. They beat Dallas by 37 points. They beat the Pelicans by 29 points. So they've had some good wins, some good blowout wins when they're healthy. They're just coming off a win by 3 points by the Bulls. 3 points over the Bulls. And I think Philly's due for another small losing streak. They've been losing one and winning 1 and losing 3. So I expect them to lose the next 3, which are Houston, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio. So we're going to bet against them. Don't like the number, how high it is, but Houston minus 15.5. It's kind of the only way I want to look. Maybe an over 222. Philly has been scoring regardless of who's on the floor, but they are on a back-to-back and coming off a win, so I'm going to fade them. Next up, we got the Pistons and the Pelicans. Pelicans home underdogs, 7.5 points. Expect the Pistons to win comfortably here. Cade Cunningham got thrown out of the last game. Expect them to exact some revenge. They were playing the Thunder. Cade got a couple texts. Dennis Schroeder got a couple texts. Thompson got a tech. But yeah, Cade only played 29 minutes. I think he got thrown out the third quarter. He got done on third quarter. So I expect the Pistons, who still competed in that game, only lost by 6, as 4-point underdogs, and the number was 6.5 at open. But I expect them still to compete. They still competed in their last game, and I expect them to win this game comfortably versus the Pelicans. So Detroit -7 for that one. Next up, we got Chicago and Utah. Chicago's on the road versus a Utah team. Let's see who's on the report today, because Chicago's still missing Gideon Ball. Today, we have Martin, Springer, Clarkson, George, Collins, and Hendricks. And like I said the other day, it looked like this team was tanking. They actually got hit with a fine for resting players, basically. I don't know if it was a fine or if it was a investigation or something like that, but they got put on notice that they're doing too much. So, like I said, it was obvious. If it was obvious to me, I'm sure it was obvious to somebody else. So we're going to roll with the Bulls. Jazz don't want to win anything. Bulls are still in the hunt for the play-in tournament, so just got to stay above a couple people. The Heat being one of those guys. Toronto and Phoenix, we are on Toronto plus 8.5. Not trusting Phoenix to win by close to double digits versus anybody. Toronto on the season against the spread has been just under Oklahoma City and Cleveland. They're 41-26 against the spread, so we continue to ride that trend. Toronto plus 8.5. Anytime I'm getting that many points, definitely on Toronto. Denver Golden State, that's the good game of the night. This is the televised game, or a televised game, ESPN, 10 o'clock. Might even be able to catch that one. Denver has been the quote-unquote better team on the season, but Golden State has been the better team lately. Denver just coming off a loss to the Wizards. Jordan Poole. Last minute 3, they weren't able to come back and tie. So they lost 123-126, super high scoring game. I expect them to be mad coming out there, but this is the situation. They're on the road, and they're also playing a good team in the Warriors, who don't give a shit how they lost the last game. So they could lose this one too, but I am going to bet on them to cover. So last couple games that they've played against the Warriors, Steph has not had a very efficient night shooting. He's scored in double digits, but he's not gone off from 3 and not gone off from the floor. So I think they hold him down a little bit, and it's going to be up to everybody else to beat him. So expect Draymond and Jokic to go at each other. I expect Jamal Murray and Butler to go at each other. So should be a good game. 4.5 points. I'm on Denver in this one. Slightly fading Golden State tonight. Memphis and Sacramento. Sacramento home favorites. I guess I'll lean their way. Not really going to bet this game. 5-5 in the last. Both teams are 5-5 in the last 10 games. Only Sacramento is 7-3 against the spread. So they've slightly been playing a better ball recently. Like Sacramento at home more than on the road. We're going to trust them tonight. Portland and Washington. Washington has now won 2 in a row. I don't know if in Washington make it 3. Maybe lean on the +5 for Washington. See who they have on the injury report. Smart, Kispert, Brogdon. I'd say this game can go either way. Washington could cover the 6.5 points. They could win their 3rd game in a row, since they probably haven't won 3 games in a row this season. Or Portland might be able to get them at home in a letdown spot after those 2 big wins. So not betting this one. Interested to see who will come out the victor, though. San Antonio and the Lakers, last game on the board. Can the Lakers win by double digits versus San Antonio team? I think they should. I think they should be able to get them. San Antonio in the last 5 games has played Minnesota. They got blown out by almost 20. They played Dallas twice. They won 1, lost 1. They played Charlotte. They won by 9 or 11. And they played the Pelicans, and they won by 4 versus the Pelicans. I was kind of expecting the Pelicans to beat them, but In this game on the report for the Lakers, we have Trey Jemison, Hachimura, James, and Kleber. So, same list. We still have Doncic, Reeves, Jackson Hayes, Goodwin, and Finney, who started last game. Should be starting this game for the San Antonio Spurs. Still out is Wemby, Fox, and Bassey. So, I think the Lakers can beat this team by double digits. I do. Luka's coming into his own, scored 33 last game. As long as him and Austin Reeves are on the floor, I think that's the future of the Lakers right there. So, yeah, Lakers -9. Big number with no LeBron, but that's where I'm at. So those are going to be my picks. Kind of lean Miami, but I'm going to stay off that game. I want to bet it. I know it's going to be on the TV at work, but I think I'm going to stay off. But my other four are going to be Detroit -7.5, Denver +4.5, Toronto +8.5, and the Lakers -8.5, -9, depending on what you can get. So those will be my picks. Lock those in. Let's get some money. We'll be back tomorrow to talk some more NBA. See you then.